behind the scenes of the runway, it was an eyesore.
Nobody has asked you to come and pass it.
No, I was the announcer. So I had to go backstage. But when I got to
you will see your eye top. A lot of things happen behind.
Things were popping left, right, center. Anyway.
Well, on the plug, of course, we are going to be plugging into MX24 Sports, and it's about Europa League tonight. Of course, the finals are tonight, and we're going to be getting into that conversation. Jay and the squad are going to be getting into that pretty shortly. So.
What is it? Manchester United versus Tottenham. Tottenham having won a trophy for like, let's say, 17 years.
Yeah, so you're giving it to them?
I want them to win because Manchester United cannot win.
If they win, you're in trouble.
No, if they win, well, they're devils. So yeah, red devils for that matter. Let me just put it that way. Yeah. But I'm right behind Tottenham. You know, when it comes to sports, it's all about bet.
Today he has actually confessed to his sins. No, I don't care. He has confessed. Every time Edinam comes here, Edinam will say, "Oh, and Jay," and then I keep standing and you know defending him. That listen, Jay hasn't done it. Today he has proven Edinam right.
I've not proven anything.
What am I calling him? Edinam. Edinam.
I've not proven anything.
Go explain.
I'm just saying that whatever that has to do with Manchester United, like
my guy, you go explain tire. Oh yeah, move on.
Please remember, you are part of the show, so join us online. The hashtag is my daily dose of him. Debbie, that is not the hashtag. The hashtag is the AM Club. My daily dose of him is just to inspire you, all right? MX24GH on every single platform. To subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is MX20GH. Don't forget. And download the app, MX24 app. Catch up on all the fun, the excitement of the AM Club shows featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you cannot afford to miss.
Absolutely. You can also reach us via WhatsApp number, that's 055-033-1511, 055-033-1511. Sending your comments and reactions to everything what's happening behind the amazing things that you see on the runway, what happens behind the scenes, of course. And on the sports today, let's see who you're supporting, okay? Those who are against Manchester United, let us know so we know what we're doing with you.
Jeff is a Manchester United fan.
And that is how you are not going to win this game.
Let me show you the boys who are Manchester United fans here. Jeff. Bright.
Oh, Bright account.
Yes.
That's how he smiles so nice.
Yes.
Do you see how you're supposed to treat your accountant during salary week? It's coming, bro. People should bring the fan, the red carpet.
Oh boy, those two. And our very good friend Jason.
Oh,
Jason
LA.
Too, yeah, he's a Manchester United fan. Yeah.
Then that means that Ira was a Manchester United fan.
No. Efo is a Manchester United fan.
So you gotta be a Manchester United fan.
Gabi has never been. He's Chelsea. He's.
Support Manchester, Liverpool, and Barca. Hey.
No, he's Brekum Chelsea.
Well, if you see the lineup, he's just giving us.
Enocrampo, yeah, man, King face out.
King face out. The King face out more.
Enocrampo number seven bisano.
King face out more.
Because they used to really be on top.
This is Kotoko, Accra House of Folk, King Faisal. Yeah.
But Great Olympics also.
Great Olympics, 19 King Faisal was a very popular team. Anywho, well, it's time to get into my daily dose of him.
All right, let's bring you up to speed on my daily dose of fame for today. Inspiration it is. Let's get into it. Yeah.
Absolutely, we're here to inspire you this morning. And of course, we have something amazing to motivate you this morning. Let's get to it. is. And so for me, challenges we've had to go through as individuals is a propeller for the great things that we're looking forward to. We shouldn't downplay our experiences. We shouldn't downplay what those experiences have taught us. It's important to learn the lesson in every situation you find yourself in. So this week, no matter what hits you, just find the lesson in it. Grow with it. Because I keep telling you that you are here anyway. You are here. The struggles will come. So you make the best of it. Okay? You make the best of any situation that hits you. So be motivated this morning. Okay?
Well, that's a wrap for our daily dose of him for this morning. And time for us to switch it up, get into Coffee Dailies, brought you kind courtesy Carbo Coffee. Carbo Coffee stays there with you every single moment. Grab a Carbo Coffee for yourself for today. You know how we do. We'll definitely get into some music. When we come back, we rock and roll right here. We'll be right back. You think it is diabolical?
It's diabolical.
Like
Something
all of a sudden, especially when you've not heard from the person for a very long time.
So there's going to be that holding back. Then on top of it, I see what's blocking. It's who person helping in can come find him for number reach out.
Yes. So this is what I realized, because the tweet that Shatawale retweeted and then gave his quote of help wasn't from Kojo Sheldon. It was Metro. It was Metro TV's post that he retweeted. Exactly. So then you could know that he definitely blocked him.
And there's also the bit where, Charlie, you say you want help somebody, the person know they need the help. Then you leave them there. See all the extras that he brought. Well, to design the whole flyer. It was malicious. So you know, Shatter. You know how we do on the street. You're not doing too cool. You know, you're not doing too cool.
Well, on this post, Chelsea Forever says, "Bro, it be simple and something genuine. Shatawale wouldn't be angry to be going back and forth with Sheldon. Kwejo make smart. Wow."
Yeah.
Valency99 says, "I support Sheldon any day. Shatter there." Yeah, Samu. LJ says, "It doesn't make sense, crab, but who am I?" Kiss 100 says, "This is very funny." Bookshop Max says, "Smart guy." Opemi DMH says, "Why is Shatawale always trending? He always finds his way to trends." Prince says, "That is like telling him to get another line." Sir B Exchange says, "I don't really understand what's going on here." The Light says, "This is hilarious." Dandy says, he's not that serious." Master Key Vibe says, "LOL, that's unfortunate." Jennifer says, "LOL, no be juju be that." The SGF says, "I like it when this guy analyzes." Hundidi says he is not serious. Takwa Medical says, Royce Lilo says, "First I thought same." Shaq O'Neal can give some emojis, laughing emojis, and says, "Real." Chelsea is my heaven says he likes. El Kopic says, "Shatawale no get joy at all." Luwasola Ige says, "This is hilarious." K Duke says, "Hands for touch that old man."
What do you mean?
Anas Entertainment News says, "Sheldon then shatter the mamata. No one talks some. Make you no talk some." Trelly says, "Shatawale is a King. Kimingi." Political NK says, "Same way."
Kimingi. Sheldon.
Kimingi.
Could you Sheldon, can you find him back this way? Yeah, I'll find because Sheldon for me. I want to have a conversation with him.
Who is Derek? Why is he trending in Ghana?
Derek, hey.
Oh, did you hear the case of some prisoners,
Prison break?
Yeah, prison break, serious prison break. Omu toilet seat, no? And Omufa.
Omufa toilet seat.
Yeah. Valley says, "Told you Derek was gone, one of the last ones. LOL." So Derek Groves. And we are down to 3. Derek Lenton and the shocking addition of Jermaine. Derek is the overwhelming favorite, but the fans have really taken a liking to Lenton. Who comes out on top? Hey, Charlie.
Hey.
So they are capturing them one by one.
From New Orleans? This prison has come up a lot, eh?
10 escapes of Orleans Parish Jail. Kendall Miles has been captured. Robert Moody has been captured. Kenan Dennis has been captured. Gary C. Price has been captured. The rest are... But wait, I think this should be...
This is older because...
It's older because...
Yeah.
They've marked everybody. So Lenton is still on the run. Derek is still on the run. Jim and Donald is still on the run. Wow. Interesting.
Prison break part 2. I'm on it.
How I failed and how I used that experience to build our business. Derek K. Abate. You want to hear it?
Yeah, that's my family member.
He's your family member?
Right.
Hey.
So when I first started my business, I was failing at everything. I was clueless what I was doing. I didn't really understand the path that I had chosen. All I knew was I didn't want to work for anybody. But I had no experience in running a business. I mean, I had never had an enterprise of that magnitude with regulators here and there. Never done that before. But honestly, there's something in me that knew that this was going to work and I should just carry on. I was Googling everything. I was learning from my mistakes. What I just want to tell you is that you don't need to have all the answers because nobody does. Nobody knows what they are doing. We are all learning. We are all winging. We just trying it out. And some of us will be lucky it'll work out. Others, it may not work out the first time, but if you keep at it, eventually something will work, something will come to your aid that will just open that floodgate and everything else you touch is going to turn into gold. It does happen. You build so much experience that the way you approach businesses, the subsequent businesses will be completely different. That's why a lot of people, their first businesses tend to fail because of how novice they are in running businesses. You know, you don't need to have it all figured out. No, let's figure it out as we move. And you have it in you to do that in a way. Type success. And I will send you my book, The 4 Pillars to Success.
Okay. Success.
Go and type success. Let's get the book.
Oh boy, all right. Okay. So, there we go. That'll be a wrap.
That's it for our trends. If you were trending and we didn't talk about you, I'm sorry. We'll talk about you tomorrow. Well, let's get into our stories for this morning.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports highlights, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Okay, you're watching MX24 TV, and this your boy Perez Music. Ciao!
Hi guys, how you doing? This your boy SDK, and I'm here on MX24. It's fun. It's fearless. And it's factual.
What's up, everyone? My name is Edinam Kumbey, and you're watching MX24. We are fun, fearless, and factual. Get it right.
What's up? My name is Akwabwa, and you guys are watching MX24. Keep watching. I love you.
They say the portion they gave me was unknown. What I will become was never ever told. Now you're watching the beast in me unfold. I'm immortal. Dracula untold. What's up, people? This is your rap goddess, Eno Baroni, and you watching MX24. Keep watching it. One tear say, dead it.
Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
The legend.
KNIILANTE. It's a decision. That love me.
Amazing. On the show, I am John Shemaine.
Drama, betrayal, faith, forbidden love. What would you do when life writes a chapter you didn't ask for? Every broken pen has a story to tell. Every story has a lesson to learn. But the question is, how do you fix it? The Broken Pen Show is back. real stories, raw truths, and maybe, just maybe, the answers you've been looking for. Hi, ladies. Hi. Your story isn't over. Let's fix it together with a cold glass of Nax cocktail. Catch the Broken Pen Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on MX24 TV. My name is Yavita, and I am your host. Cheers.
I want to find out one thing. What happened with you and Cookie?
One day Cookie calls me and says, bro, I want to do my solo album. Ghana, if somebody go, blah, blah, even for the media space right now, go talk your mind right now, they go talk to you, they go blacklist you. Event organizers said, they go, then boom, balance money.
Analyst was a part of our group. One of the times we featured on 9,010 laughs. So I called him, so speak to my manager. Where?
Patience is a virtue that carries a lot of weight. Yeah. Always know that you live to fight another day.
I feel say we musicians, one thing we like do, we know how to create. Yeah. But the business part, we know the add them to whatever we do.
Me right now, as I stand here, everything is about marketing. If I do
the people I was looking up to, these two boys called famous people. Their work looked like they had like they were like 17 people or 20 people.
Into the virtual world with us, where our passion for gaming will produce unparalleled content like you've never seen before. You're welcome to the VGA Esports Show, where we'll be producing top-level esports action and the gaming stories from all around the world.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
This is what we want, because without media, people can't hear. And VGA's approach in creating the content, how they put the graphics together, it's much more appealing. And as I said again and again and again, they have documented our space in video, in graphics, in sounds as well.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about. VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry.
We're walking superheroes, and sometimes we don't even see it in ourselves.
VIP Access Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
Welcome back. This is the AM Club. It's time for us to recap what's been happening here in the country over the past 24 hours. My name is Augustine Quansah saying special good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing?
It's a cold morning. We are fine.
It's cold. Yesterday, did it rain at your end?
Yeah, it did.
It rained.
Were you scared?
What was running
a little bit, right? PTSD.
Yeah, it rained for like 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I went to sleep.
Oh,
there were no thunderstorms.
Yeah, there weren't.
So I was able to see.
I was angry.
That?
What is it with rain and DSTV? I don't get it. So I was angry because I was watching a Manchester City match, And that was the very last match of Kevin De Bruyne.
Right.
And I mean, you know, when it's your last match, the way they would go about it, they'll do a whole ceremony for you. You come with your kids, your wife, and everything. The stadium, everybody. Into scratches.
Signal.
I'm with you.
But you could have watched on your phone, or was it available
phone?
on social media?
Phone, go and share an iPhone, grandpa blasted.
Hey. You know that was part of the conversation.
I know, right?
It does not connect. The connection has been restricted.
I
Is
know.
AMA in your news?
Yes.
Okay.
Top story.
Top story.
Then let's get into it then.
Yeah, let's get into our stories this morning. And start off as the mayor of Accra, Michael Kpakpo Alote, has reiterated his administration's resolve to restore order in the Central Business District, emphasizing that the ongoing decongestion exercise is not a 9-day wonder. Now, speaking to the press yesterday, Tuesday, May 20, after the rollout of the operation, the mayor stressed that the initiative will be sustained until all unauthorized structures and street obstructions are removed. Now, according to him, the exercise is not a one-off event, but a sustained campaign to reclaim public spaces and improve pedestrian and vehicular movement in the country. Now, this operation was undertaken under the office of the Accra mayor, together with the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, AMA, and the media after, and this is what he had to say.
J91, but as I said, I don't give promises and I don't stand by the promises. Whatever I say, I do. So what I'm saying is that this exercise is not a 9-day wonder. We are on the streets, so we'll make sure that the roads are clear and everybody know that me joining with my brother here, we have done a good job. God bless you. But we are not done. The next 1 hour we are going back to the streets. From here we are going to we'll pass through where we are coming from, all the way to Circle. And if there is more strength, we'll go to Kaneshi. Then we'll continue tomorrow. God bless you. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
And that was the mayor of Accra. Now, they put out a statement outlining the areas in which they would undertake this operation. Yesterday, they walked through the Central Business District, that's Accra. Today, they've outlined some markets that they would be hitting. Let's walk you through the details of what. So day one, that was yesterday, Tuesday, 20th May 2025. They went through the triangles around the AMA head office, the Kimbu Road to Rawlings Brewery, the ECG Junction, Tama Station to Railways, that's the Kentucky statue. Then the Kentucky statue, Railways Park to Zongo Lane, and then ended at the Opera Square stretch to the Coral Paint in Adabraka. Today, Wednesday, 21st May 2025, they would be hitting the Watto Junction to Kentucky Teria School in Adabraka, the Cow Lane to Kentucky Teria statue in Rawlings Park. They will hit the UTC Road to Children's Hospital around the Timber Market, and then they would proceed to the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the main roundabout to the VIP roundabout, and focus on Las Palmas, Tublohun Street, and then around TV Africa in Awudome, Glamour Road. Then tomorrow, day 3, they would start off or continue at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the main roundabout to VIP station, and then focus on Las Palmas or Tublohun, TV Africa and Awudome around the Glamour Road, and then end around Kaneshi Highway to First Light, around the Kaneshi Footbridge, as well as the Prampoon Lane as well. Now, we know this is a 3-day exercise being undertaken by the Accra Mayor in collaboration with the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, aimed at decongesting Accra and making sure that our streets and markets is clean. There's some sanity that is restored to the streets, and there you heard him say that this is not a 9-day wonder. Why? Because there have been conversations on the back of this about the fact that decongestion exercises have been carried out in previous governments, in previous years, yet we see that these people return back to the streets. We see that the market is still choked. The the street is still, populated with a lot of things. He says that this is not a 9-day wonder. Even if elections should come 2028, they are not going to see the return of these people just to gain votes. Now, this is not a 9-day wonder, and it's an effort that would be sustained for posterity. Now let's also stay on this as the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu has announced a 20,000 fine for traders operating on pavements and streets within the Central Business District. Now this announcement follows a decongestion exercise jointly undertaken by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and the Korle Klottey Municipal Assembly on Tuesday, May 20, 2025, aimed at clearing street traders from unauthorized locations. Now, while touring the Central Business District during the operation, the Greater Accra Regional Minister issued a firm warning against any interference with the ongoing cleanup efforts, emphasizing the government's determination to restore order in the metropolis. She also had an engagement with the media. Take a listen.
Our way forward is that we are going to reactivate our task force, and so that they'll be working 24 hours a day. They are going to also draw a red line in between the road, and so that when you cross the line, there's a fee that you have to pay. 1,005, maximum 2,000 Ghana cedis. So next time you wouldn't cross the line. We are going to make sure that we have leaders in between all the markets who will be responsible aside the tax force. The leaders are going to be responsible to make sure that the right thing or they comply with the whatever directive.
What is the main motive for this exercise?
Oh my dear, initially when you come here, you can take more than 3 hours before you leave. Even if you have siren, you have this motor kit. I mean, it will take you 3 hours, 4 hours before you can even get to your destination. And so these are some of the things, we intend. And His Excellency, the President also spoke about it. Decongesting Greater Accra for free movement. And so that is basically the reason why we are doing so.
Whenever you have a discussion with these traders, the concern they raise is that and all that. How do you respond to such concerns?
Like I said earlier, they have spaces in between the markets. We've met the market leadership and we told the market centers there are a lot of space in between there. And so why can't they move? Those that, yes, we have few people who doesn't have, but coming close to the roadside wouldn't solve, selling by the roadside wouldn't solve the problem. There are other spaces they can, equally sell there. Not necessarily coming to the roadside. And so, I don't know, some of their concerns, like you said, some few challenges, but we'll see to that.
There you had here the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu stating that between 1,500 and 2,000 Ghana cedis is the fine that market women, not only market women, but persons who sell along the streets and on pavement in Accra would pay once you are caught. She also highlighted that there's going to be the introduction of a red line in our markets as well as the pavements where you are not supposed to sell beyond that red line. So once you're caught, you're going to be fined. And there she stated between 1,500 Ghana cedis as well as 2,000 Ghana cedis. We would bring you updates with regards to the progress of this, especially with the introduction of the red lines and how the market women, market traders would be reacting to this particular story. But now, let's just stay on decongestion and keeping Accra clean as the Ghana Immigration Service has announced a successful repatriation of 925 undocumented migrants following a recent operation here in Accra. Now, the migrants, most of whom were engaged in street begging, were arrested during major swoop conducted by the Ghana Immigration Service on Friday, May 16, 2025. The repatriation process began on Saturday, May 19, 2025. Now, a statement issued on Monday, May 19, the Ghana Immigration Service confirmed that 819 Nigerians and 106 Nigerians have so far been returned to their respective countries. Now, the Ghana Immigration Service emphasized that further efforts are ongoing to remove the remaining undocumented migrants picked up during the exercise. Now, let's walk you through the statement released by the Ghana Immigration Service outlining the number of persons, totaling about 925 individuals who have been repatriated. Updates on process for removal of foreign nationals engaged in street begging. The Ghana Immigration Service wishes to update the general public on the ongoing removal of foreign nationals engaged in begging on the streets of Accra and other major cities. The breakdown of nationalities of the 2,241 persons currently held at designated holding centers are as follows. Now, Nigerians, a total of 2,073, the highest number of, in terms of population of those picked up are Nigerians, 138, Burkinabes 28, Guinea 1, Malian 1, and a total of 241 individuals. All affected immigrants had to undergo profiling and security screening in line with standard operating procedures. Immigrants were also segregated based on their gender and age in line with international best practices. Now, repatriation could not commence on Friday, 17th May 2025, because the above processes continued into the late hours of the day. Repatriation was initiated in the morning of Saturday, 18th May 2025. At the time of this release, that was yesterday, 925 persons have successfully repatriated, and the processes are underway to remove the rest. The breakdown as follows: 819 Nigerians, 106 Nigerians. So far, no Burkinabe, no Guinea-Conakry citizen, as well as a Malian, has been repatriated, bringing the total of Nigerians and Nigerians deported to 925 persons. Meals, among other needs of persons in detention, have been provided by the service, and the Ghana Health Service clinic is on standby to provide medical services where necessary. It continues to say that right. So there you have it. Okay, continuing to say that to avoid congestion at the holding center at the national headquarters, there has been temporary holding on arrest. Management wishes to reiterate that the special operation is being conducted humanely in cognizance of the rights of all migrants. It concludes by saying that the special operation would resume and continue in due course in the effort to rid the street of beggars and clamp down on criminal networks. The service wishes to request continuous collaboration and support from all stakeholders for the success of this initiative, and it was signed by M. Amwakwata, the Assistant Commissioner of Immigration and the Head of Public Affairs at the Ghana Immigration Service. Now, away from that, the National Health Insurance Authority has expressed deep shock and outrage over the gruesome murder of its Bongo District Manager, Mohammed Seidu, who was reportedly killed on Monday, May 19, 2025, in the Upper East region. In a press statement released on Tuesday, May 20, the National Health Insurance Authority described the murder as described the individual, that is Mr. Akurigi, as dedicated, hardworking, and highly respected, a member of the management team, praising his unwavering commitment, integrity, and service to both the authority and the people of Bongo. The executive management said his tragic death is not only a significant loss to his family and colleagues, but also to the wider NHIA, and the community he served. The authority has strongly condemned what it terms as a heinous and unfortunate act, calling on the Ghana Police Service and other relevant security agencies to launch a thorough investigation and bring the perpetrators to justice. Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga, has also condemned the killing, describing it as both gruesome and disaster and uncalled for disaster. He called on law enforcement agencies to conduct a thorough investigation and ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice. Now, two statements put out. Let's first of all walk you through that of the NIA released yesterday with regards to the death of the Bongo District Manager Mohammed Seidu Akurigi, and this says NIA condemns the gruesome murder of Bongo District Manager Mohammed Seidu Akurigi. The Executive Manager of the National Health Insurance Authority, NIA, is profoundly shocked and saddened by the news of the gruesome murder of Mr. Mohammed Seidu Akurigi, the District Manager of the National Health Insurance Authority office in Bongo, the Upper East region, which occurred on Monday, 19th May 2025. Mr. Akurigi was a dedicated, hardworking, and highly respected member of the NIA family who served with distinction, commitment, and integrity. His untimely and tragic death is a devastating loss not only to his family and colleagues, but also to the entire NHIA and the people of Bongo whom he diligently served. The authority strongly condemns this unfortunate and heinous act and calls on the Ghana Police Service and other relevant security agencies to thoroughly investigate the matter and ensure that the perpetrators are swiftly brought to justice. It continues to say that the executive management has dispatched a delegation to support the bereaved family and staff of the Bongo District Office during this difficult period. We are also working closely with law enforcement to aid in investigations. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Mr. Akurigi, his colleagues, and all who worked and knew him. May his soul rest in peace. And was signed by Dr. Victor Asare Bampo, the acting chief executive of the NHIA. Now, Mahama Ayariga, the member of parliament for the Northeast region, also put out a statement. Let's also walk you through what he says in his statement. Condemnation of killing of Mohammed Seydou Akurigi. I hereby condemn in no uncertain terms the shooting, killing, and burning of the body of Mohammed Seydou Akurigi, who was the Bono District Director of the National Health Insurance Authority. The attack on him took place in the Nangodi near Bogatanga. My heartfelt condolences to the family of my late comrade. I urge law enforcement agencies to thoroughly investigate and apprehend the perpetrators of this dastardly act. I urge all to remain calm and let's focus on the ongoing efforts of Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II to bring a lasting solution to the Boko situation. I commend the youth for the restraint displayed so far and their recent efforts to maintain peace in Boko. Significant progress is being made and no one should be allowed to derail the process. Mahama Ayariga there, Member of Parliament for the Boko Central constituency. Now, what we know on the back of this, well, is alleged that this is tied to the Boko, the unrest in Boko. We know that over the period, over some months running into a year or two, there has been some unrest in Boko. We've seen some mediation efforts between Otumfuo Osei II and the traditional leaders as well as other leaders in Boko, trying to reason and come to a compromise and understanding on bringing peace, lasting peace to Boko. We know that this mediation process has seen some sort of a break in terms of Otumfuo Osei II. He says that once things are put in place, he would continue with this mediation process. But we know that last week or some weeks ago, he put out a statement saying that so far he has been able to bring lasting peace to Boko over some period of weeks. We hope that this peace would continue to reign in the area. Now, away from Boko, let's come to the presidency. As President John Dramani Mahama has directed the newly inaugurated National Development Planning Commission, along with Parliament, to consolidate all development plans into one clear and inclusive national plan. Now, speaking at the inauguration of the 37-member commission chaired by Nimoy Thompson on Tuesday, May 19, 2025, the president said a majority of Ghanaians desire a long-term development agenda that would impact their lives and generations.
Indeed, nearly 70 years after independence, our economy continues to rely heavily on a narrow range of primary commodities with limited diversification and value addition. This reality reflects the persistence of structural constraints that continue to hold us back. Proof that in many respects we remain, as Nkrumah said, prisoners of our past. Since the completion of the 40-year National Development Plan in 2017, under the leadership of Dr. Nimoy Thompson, not Moy, Nimoy Thompson, who now returns to chair the commission, other frameworks with similar long-term ambitions have emerged. Notable among these are the Ghana Beyond Aid Charter, the Ghana at 100 Long-Term Development Framework, and the Vision 2057 Perspective Framework. I urge the Commission to consolidate all these various efforts into a coherent, inclusive, and forward-looking national development plan. This must be done in close collaboration and consultation with Parliament and the people's representatives to ensure that the final plan reflects a broad national consensus and is subject to regular review in response to evolving domestic and global challenges. The task before you is immense, but I'm confident in your collective expertise, experience, and commitment. Let us work together to deliver a development plan that charts a bold and transformative path for our dear nation, Ghana, and one that will guide future generations and liberate us from the limitations of our past. I congratulate you on your appointments, and I wish you success in your work ahead, and may your work be fruitful to guide Ghana into a future of immeasurable possibilities. I thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
And that was President John Dramani Mahama speaking at the inauguration of the National Development Planning Commission. Now, let's walk you through the list of some notable persons who are part of this, because we know it's a tall list, 37 individuals. We have Dr. Moy Thompson, who is the chairman of the commission. We have Honorable Castle Atuba Forsing, Dr. Johnson Isiama, governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu, Dr. Audrey Smoke Amwa, Honorable Agnes Naumomolati, Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Ablaji Fagomashi, Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. He is also a minister. Honorable Elizabeth Ofuswe Jare, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Honorable Lydia Lamsi Akamvreba, Minister of State Public Sector Reforms. Honorable Joseph Badori, Ahafo Regional Representative. We also have that of Honorable Andrew Soda, the Eastern Regional Minister, Eastern Regional Representative, Mr. David Yekunu Combat, Northeast Regional Minister Representative. Now, the list continues, 37 of them, but this list will be provided and made available on mx24online.com. So for the full list of persons on this particular commission, visit mx24online.com. Now, away from that, a new nationwide survey by Global Info Analytics has found that a majority of Ghanaians approve the suspension of the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo by President John Dramani Mahama, aimed on amid ongoing investigations into petitions against her. Now, key findings from the poll nearly 1 month after the suspension shows that 53% of voters support her suspension, while 20% oppose it. Now, 12% of voters are neutral, and 15% do not have an opinion. There on your screen is the representation of those in support or opposition for the suspension of the Chief Justice. The green part, very big, very huge, 53% supports the suspension of the Chief Justice, in as much as we have not been able to, or the committee has not been able to determine if indeed these petitions are true or not. 53% have already supported the suspension of the Chief Justice. 20% oppose it. That's almost half of the support for the suspension. 12% are neutral, 15% do not have an opinion. Now, the poll continues to break this down with other figures. This is a regional breakdown of the support or disapproval of the suspension of the Chief Justice to an extent. And the highest on the chart is that of the Northeast region, 39%. So the northern region, 34% support, and we see that of the OT region, 75%, which is quite interesting to see. We see the Ashanti region, 68%. We see those who oppose it as well. It's interesting to see that in the Ashanti region, we see 40% supporting it, and 45% supporting it, and then 40% opposing it, a 5% margin in the difference. Let's come to the Greater Accra region, where we see 59% of persons supporting the suspension of the Chief Justice, and then we see 19%. Interesting to see that sort of margin, 59% against 19% to see that support. Let's quickly go to the voter region as well, where we see 88% support the suspension and 12% oppose it. The Western North region, 70% against a 15% margin. This is a very huge gap, but it goes on to also provide another chart. Right. So this is if it is established that the Chief Justice has broken the law, please indicate your level of support for her removal. This is essentially saying that should the probing committee chaired by Justice Scott Palmer determining that the petition, the 5 petitions submitted against the Chief Justice, it is established that she has indeed gone against constitutional breaches. What is your support for her removal from office? Now, this is where it gets interesting. 20% supports that if the committee or the commission determines that she has indeed broken the law, she should be removed. 20%, we saw earlier, quite huge numbers, supporting the suspension. But now we see a 33% opposing her removal from office, 27% who do not really have an opinion, and 20% being neutral as to whether or not she is removed. Well, they will still remain where they are. But this is quite interesting to see, Mimi and Jay. 20% support for her removal, and then 33%. Well,
as opposed to what we saw earlier. So with an established evidence, she shouldn't be removed.
Right.
But without any for no reason, she should just be removed.
Yeah.
So now you understand why.
So it goes a long way to say that you see we had this survey done when we're going through the elections.
Right.
And we came up with our findings that a lot of people were supporting what's his name? Ayariga.
Ayariga.
Yes, not majority leader.
Right.
Ayariga.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, right.
Yes. I'll find. Yeah. Yes. And when we the reason and when we looked at how the results came about, we realized that a lot of the young people were focused on policies. It wasn't about the individuals. So we gave them policies without names, and they chose largely the policies of Mama Ayariga. Now, this is to say that we are just divided in understanding what this. We're growing people in understanding what governance and politics is about. And so maybe when you give a Ghanaian policies without individuals, they might be able to make informed decisions.
Right.
And then when it comes to stuff like this, listen, people don't care.
Exactly.
Whether
27%. That is
whether or not she's found guilty.
Right.
When we gave them, when they were given that option, nobody wanted to know whether or not she's guilty. Just throw her out. Now with an evidence, they don't know what to do. And so there's a lot of education that needs to go into even what's going on.
Right.
That's how you see demonstrations happen. And you ask the person, "Oh, yes, Chief Justice," but with no education, with nothing, no information about what's going on.
True.
So I think that there's quite a number of things we can do. My very favorite person.
Who's your very favorite person?
Well, I think you have to give me name now.
Oh, what's his name?
Minority leader.
As much.
Yes.
I thought you were about to say Okatechi FIFA because
no.
You spoke about demonstrations, so my mind went there.
When he is on the podium addressing the press with these issues, he should also take into consideration that there are people who don't understand what's going on and how removing a CJ easily can affect the governance of the country. So he should also take that opportunity to teach. Because I think he's a fantastic teacher, the way he likes to talk.
Right.
I think he's a fantastic teacher. He can teach them. Because, again, that will help. Even people, it will surprise you. Very educated people don't even know what's going on.
Yeah. Right. But we know that, as at yesterday, a petition has been submitted to the president. We don't know if it's on the desk of the president because we've not had any response from the presidency, calling for the dissolution of the Scott Palman committee or the commission that is probing the prima facie, or the 5 petitions submitted to the president that was determined to be in prima facie by the Council of State, then leading to the suspension of the Chief Justice. We know that one Kumbey, a private citizen or a citizen of Ghana, let me say, has submitted a petition for the dissolution of that committee. It's generating a lot of buzz as to why these individuals would allegedly meet, because in that petition, he says that they met at a certain restaurant at an ungodly hour, having a discussion, quote unquote, that bridged private the interest of the committee. Yes.
If it's established that they really did that, it's very wrong.
Yeah, very.
And the president should consider, but he has to provide evidence though.
But what is shocking is that the committee has not said anything yet.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something serious. This is a big allegation slammed against the committee.
I'm telling you, they have to find a reason, because for someone to say something like this, they probably have evidence.
And even the fact that an individual who is not part of the committee, Justice Yoni Kolendi, was at that meeting, is alleged to be at that meeting. That's
we'll wait for how this issue unfolds. I'm keenly waiting for the response of presidents and the committee members. We want to see what they have to say, and it's taking too long for them to speak to this issue. But let's see. Let's trust the process.
Anyways, that's all for the morning news here on the AM Club. My name is Augustine Quansah. Remember that there's more news when you visit mx24online.com or follow us on social media pages. It's mx24gh and mx24 news on Instagram. We'll see you another time, but enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, thank you very much, Augusta, for coming through with those stories. Again, there's quite a number of things that I would have loved us to get into. This one just came to mind, but let's get into sports right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Grateful for sticking with us. It's time for us to get into some sports updates, and it's time to get rewarded as the next big betting influencer with Betway. All you have to do is just share your code. You make up your code, you share it with your friends, your loved ones. If they use your code to any, you get to win a 4% wager. All right? That's as simple as ABC. And it doesn't matter if they win or they lose. All you have to do is just share it. If they use it, that's it. You win a 4%. Conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Betway. We start with football right here in Ghana. The Ghana Football Association, GFA, has launched the 5th edition of the KGL Foundation Inter-Regional Under-17 Coach Championship, which aims to unlock young talents in Ghana and promote talent discovery. The initiative, first launched in 2021, provides a platform for young talents to display their potential and fosters regional unity. This year, KGL will provide each participating 60 kits, footballs, bibs, and cones. The first edition was won by Mal FC, followed by Great Corinthians in 2022 and the Ashanti Region Under-17 team in 2023. The tournament moved to the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram last year, where the Western Region won the title. The 10 regional football associations will select the best Under-17 players from their courts competitions to represent their regions. Well, this is good news. This is good news. We look forward to that. Still on football, Manchester City secured a 3-1 Premier League win over Bournemouth thanks to goals from Omar Mamouche, Bernardo Silva, and Nico Gonzalez, securing their 3rd spot in the table with... Manchester City with Bournemouth, and after that was a farewell to the man Kevin De Bruyne. That was emotional, anyways. Well, where he's into, we just wish him the very best. Now, still on football, ahead of this evening's UEFA Europa League final game between Tottenham and Manchester United, Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou doesn't believe that Spurs beating Man United 3 times this season will influence today's final.
Neither, because it's a final and you know that those kind of things aren't important. I mean, if we had have lost all 3 games, your question probably would be, do you feel the pressure because you can't beat them? So what I do know is, and I've been in a situation a few times in my careers in the big games, even your form going into it, even if you've got terrible form, and there's been plenty of competitions where you go into it terrible, it doesn't matter. What matters is how the players cope with the occasion tomorrow, how they cope with understanding the importance of the game. From both clubs, you just don't know how players will react to such a big occasion. And, you know, my role in that is to try and prepare the players in the best possible way, and also to prepare the players for Manchester United to be at their best.
On the show right here on the AM Club, we're going to dive deeply into this game. It's the Europa League final, which is happening between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspurs. We get to see who's going to get the nod. But that's going to be a playoff, because most definitely some people are waiting to see the outcome of this game so they can know their chances for other positions. So it's going to be dicey. Let's see how it rolls. But now let's shift our attention to some basketball action. Oklahoma City Thunder defeated Minnesota Timberwolves 114-88 in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scoring 20 of his 31 points in the second half. Gilgeous-Alexander, an MVP finalist, had 9 assists and 8 field goals after halftime. Minnesota's Julius Randle also scored 28 points, but only 8 in the second half. big sports betting influencer with Betway. Place your bets, share your codes with your family, your friends, loved ones. They use your code and you earn a 4% wager. It's as simple as ABC. Don't care if they win or they lose, all right? Most definitely. Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer exclusive to Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. Visit the MX24 app. Catch up on all the fun, excitement of the AM Club shows featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you cannot afford to miss. It's a wrap.
And catch up with all the fun, the breaking news stories, sports, and business insight on mx24online.com. Now it's time for entertainment and showbiz right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning. Welcome to Lifestyle and Entertainment News on the AM Club. My name is Afi Nuna. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
We are blessed. No answer.
Handsome. Handsome and successful.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's go with the theme. Let's go with the theme. I'm blessed, beautiful, and very successful.
Hey,
Hallelujah.
What's in the world of entertainment?
It's been a while I joined you two up here. Haven't you missed me?
Hey, go into your stories, I beg. Go into your stories, I beg.
It's fine. But if you missed us, why didn't you bring us gifts, bearing gifts, and you missed us. You bring us
My
gifts.
birthday is Sunday. I'm waiting for your gifts.
Oh, Sunday. Okay. We have a lot of maize, so.
Because I'm actually that beautiful.
We have a lot of Mayborns.
Mayborns, yeah.
No, it's just you and Daphne. That's
oh,
all.
please.
There's
a lot. Edem is F-O.
F-O is when?
Sound.
Oh, Teddy. Teddy, what's the date?
Teddy is a Mayborn.
29th. 23rd.
23rd.
Friday.
Oh my God.
And F-O is when?
F-O son is gone. F-O is gone. F-O was Saturday.
Know.
We decided to keep it low key.
Oh, he told you people to keep it low key. Okay, no problem. It's okay. Anybody who is low key is low key.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep it that way. Anyways.
So, I would like to ask you and my viewers, when you first saw Wendy Shay in the music scene, what was your first impression?
Copycat of Ebony.
Period. Yeah, I guess that's what I felt. Yeah.
Well,
Ghanaians
actually didn't take it well with she coming in as maybe an Ebony replica or something. Some went to the extent of death threats.
Death threats?
Yeah, I heard
Let
that.
me get into the story.
Wow. Interesting.
Ghanaian Afropop singer Wendy Shay has disclosed that her family once urged her to abandon her music career due to the intense cyberbullying and death threats she faced early in her career. In a candid interview, Wendy Shay recounted the challenges she encountered upon entering the music industry. She revealed that individuals using fake accounts targeted her with death threats and harsh criticism, leading her to avoid reading messages on social media platforms. This decision, however, caused her to miss out on significant opportunities, including a potential collaboration with music producer Triller. I faced a lot of backlash when I started music. I had death threats and all of that on social media when I came into the industry, she said. We traced some of the accounts and realized that most of them were created just to bully me. Despite the pressure from her family and the online abuse, Wendy Shay remained resolute in her passion for music. She emphasized her commitment to her career, stating that she will not quit music for any reason, including marriage. Music is my destiny, and that is what makes me relevant in this life, she asserted. So I don't think that I would trade something like that for marriage. Wendy Shay's determination to persevere through adversity has solidified her position in the Ghanaian music industry. She continues to focus on her music and her fans, expressing gratitude for the support and love she has received from her loyal followers. Thoughts?
Oh, I mean, I think early part of her career, we did hear some of these things, and it was very unfortunate. I can only imagine how difficult it was for her to pull through those very difficult times. And then very recently, her challenges with the management. Again, obviously she faced those challenges. It would have been probably different with a different management or a different record label. If not, I mean, of course, because she came at a time when Ebony has just left and people were looking at her as a replacement. And then you remember there was an issue with the Roughtown Records being in the middle of the death of. So you see, she had to pay for someone else's sins.
She took the cross.
And it's very unfortunate. I can only imagine what she went through. But listen, sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's
and I feel she came in. It was too sudden.
Yeah, it was too early.
Ebony died, and the next thing we saw was.
So why won't
she
people
sounded
come,
like her.
Yeah, why won't people come for her like into 1 hour? Nah.
Exactly.
You get me? Like, and rightly as Mimi said, I mean, it wasn't too clear. People thought that Roughtown Records had a hand in it. You get it? So I mean,
really
fans
difficult.
of Ebony would definitely come after you. And
But I feel if we are coming after someone, death threats.
oh.
Well, they are saying somebody killed Ebony, so if
that one there, she will receive it. She will definitely receive it. I can just imagine what she went through.
Yeah.
But what she's been able to pull through.
Yeah.
And
No,
she's
she's
still
a strong
Wendy Shay.
girl.
And now look at her
she's still
and
Wendy Shay as we
the
speak.
little Shay.
The little Shay.
Yeah.
Tracy,
I just don't
right?
like me. I don't
Tracy
like
Shay,
it. Personally, I'm out. I'm out of that conversation. Maybe
Well, you don't like it. You don't like what is happening.
No.
For what reason?
So I like. Let me not just twat everything. That's very wrong. So that's wrong on my part. She's supporting someone, a little girl that she thinks is a huge fan. But let's also look at the brand Wendy Shay. The brand Wendy Shay is a very matured brand. And when I say matured brand, I know a lot of people understand. Thank you. So it's hard. Personally, if not for the fact that I am a public person and so I am a bit careful about some of the words, I would not, in a different setting, I would not encourage a girl, a little child, a little girl in that setting. And you know, crown is. You know,
okay, I get where you're coming from.
You get where I'm coming from.
I get where you're coming from.
When Nisha has a heart of gold, that's you guys should know.
So you feel that it should have just gotten to what she went to do at the school and everything, and then that it ends that way.
Ended there, rather than going on stages.
But do you know the girl? When I see the girl, I see Wendy Shay.
You see,
that's why I call her Little Shay.
Yeah, because when I see her, she looks like her to me. Like they've started getting some resemblance in a way.
Okay, let's pray that.
The very first time that I saw the video of the girl, I actually felt like or Seno. Sort yes, Nebana, sort yes, I like the big sister, small sister kind of relationship and everything. But I think maybe it's that thing they overdo.
I would say.
Yeah. Let me just reserve my comments because again, this girl is benefiting. Hopefully, this turns into a like another situation of Afronita and little Afronita situation where the influence is not negative or the impact is not negative. You know, I just listen. We wish them all the very best, quite honestly.
Now, for some weeks now, or let me say about a month ago, we saw Mercy Johnson's new look. Thoughts on that?
I haven't seen.
That's her new look. No,
the one in the middle,
very big. No, this one is still very big. She's become size 6.
Hey.
Yeah. Genuinely, right? When I see someone lose weight, and I tell him sometimes he sees some of our friends who have lost. He's like, why am I saying no? 2 things is probably happening. When you're losing weight, the truth is that every part of your body loses weight. So you might be on a weight loss journey to lose this.
Tummy?
Before you know, your face has fallen, your hands have fallen, and then now you look like you're sick. Yeah. And that weight loss journey is a lot of things. Sometimes you're deprived of certain foods, which would have given you a certain level of nutrition to make your skin look a certain way. You are deprived of certain foods that would have made you look a certain way. And so it is not that you're looking, it's not that you're sick, but you are looking. People should just be mindful of that. Then there's also the bit where you probably are battling a condition. In her case, it turns out she has cancer. And yes,
it's alleged.
It is alleged. No. Did you watch the video?
Okay, so that's where let me hold that thought.
Okay, let me hold that thought.
Yeah.
Let me hold that.
So Nollywood actress Mercy Johnson Okuje has addressed recent speculation regarding her health, affirming that she does not have cancer. The rumors emerged after a clip from her cooking show Mercy's Menu circulated online, leading to widespread concern among fans. In a video shared on her social media platform, Mercy explained that the clip was taken out of context. She clarified that she experienced a cancer scare due to a swelling in her neck, which was initially suspected to be serious, but was later diagnosed as a thyroid issue. She underwent thyroid surgery and has since been on medication, which she will need to continue for the rest of her life. Let's take a look at the video, and then I continue from where I left off.
First and foremost, thank you so much for all of you who have been calling and sending messages and prayers. Thank you. I do appreciate it so much. But I do not have cancer. I noticed that a clip from my TV show, Mercy's Menu, has been flying around, and I think it was cut. They cut the clip. I said I had a cancer scare. It means that I had this swelling on my neck, if you can see the line there. And my doctors felt it was something serious. I had problems with my thyroid. I'm perfectly okay. Thank you so much for all of your calls and your messages. All this phone has been buzzing like crazy. I am perfectly fine, and I do not have cancer.
So at the time Mercy's Menu was shot, she said that the health scare occurred while she was caring for her 6-month-old child, making the experience particularly challenging despite the difficulties. She expressed gratitude for the support she received and emphasized on the importance of accurate information. She is still very active in her career and appreciates the concern shown by fans. But she encourages us to seek for verified information.
Okay.
So now.
So I saw the very first one, the first, and I do appreciate the conversation of having a health scare about something.
Yeah.
However, again, like she rightly said, the clip was cut right there because having a health scare about something could potentially mean that it is there or not. So that's where I saw the video too. Now, again, so back to the conversation of weight loss. So it could be possible that she needed to lose that weight for the medicine to be effective. So for instance, someone like where were we picking? Where were we picking was having like she was having a death scare. She was passing out. She was losing breath. So she needed to lose that way. Did you see the attack on her life?
Yeah.
The insult. She's looking ugly. She's doing this.
Even with Mercy Johnson, we still see it.
All of these things come up, and it's sad to watch people do these to these things to people or be losing. And even if it is just if it's hunger, she have not come to your house to collect food. Hey, my God.
Well,
I'm not come to your house to collect food.
The fact that
I think it's
the fact that someone is in the limelight. Well, so far as you're in the limelight, you don't have privacy anymore. And you cannot decide to do something just like that. Everybody is asking, why are you doing it? What are you doing it for? Well, I'm glad she has come out to clear the air that it was just a scare and nothing more. So please, it was just a scare.
The person's weight loss that I recently saw her. I think she went for Juliet Ibrahim's, graduation or something. Is it Belinda? What's her name? I forgot. Yeah, Belinda, like the actress.
Yeah. Hey.
She has lost weight completely, and I'm like, wow. I forgot her name. She's an actress.
Yeah, she's
Belinda,
in the US now.
She used to be very big.
Huge. Yeah.
I think we'll get
we're on set with her even for I Love You, but
yeah. Yes. Belinda something. I forgot it. It's not Gaffa.
It's not Gaffa.
Yeah, that's
she also has an Ewen name.
Yeah, she has some.
I see what you're talking about.
Something.
I think I would personally take that up and then bring it to you the next time. Now, my last story. We are going to court.
Oh.
Recent reports have resurfaced claims that Megan Thee Stallion may have initially stepped on glass during the 2020 incident, which she later alleged she was shot by rapper Tory Lanez. At the time, Megan told the police that she injured her foot on broken glass, but later revealed she had been shot, an account supported by the medical testimony during Lanez's trial. A surgeon confirmed finding bullet fragments in her feet, which aligned with her revised statement. Megan has explained that fear of police violence led her to initially withhold the truth. Despite her account, online debates persist, fueled by resurfaced footage and social media commentary. Tory Lanez was convicted in 2022 and sentenced to 10 years in prison, though he continues to appeal the verdict.
What's wrong with this lady, though?
Really, I've told you that there's something about this particular story that makes me feel like this guy is being the injustice is being meted on this guy. Let me put it that way. Because every time the story comes up, it looks like he's innocent to me. It looks like Megan's stories are not adding up.
They're not adding up. She's saying this, then the next day she's saying this.
Just last week, the story was that he wasn't even the one that pulled the trigger. It was their friend, and he is covering up for her. And you were asking that, why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Listen, this thing is not, and I trust the justice system, even though sometimes it takes forever for justice to be served. I believe that if there's anything Megan Thee Stallion is doing wrong in this case, the truth will come out soon. Because clearly, now we're coming, how many years now? 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025?
3 years.
3 years. He's done 3 years. So that's a lot of years.
He has 7 more.
He has 7 more to go.
What if he finishes or later on it comes out that, all these are just... What happens?
Megan should be put there and
so there's
like 20 or 30 years.
There is actually...
What is that?
For falsely accusing someone, there is actually a jail sentence for that, yes. So she would have to face her own.
Yeah, she would have to face her own because...
guilty.
What is this? You are saying this...
Another black boy going down.
You're saying this the next time.
Anyways, that's about it for lifestyle and entertainment news on the AM Club. Today, I was your presenter, Afi Nuna. Mimi J, back to you.
Thank you very much, Afi, for coming in with the very best of entertainment right here on the show. Force in your mom.
Why it's not bro?
Oh, force and you. Force, everything force. I'm even taking it back to all these models who come back to the footballers and then they say they've raped them and all those things. They should be careful about that.
The boys should be careful. In today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. And this is why we at Equity Health Insurance, we have designed something very nice for you, and we call it the Corporate Health Insurance Plan. It's designed for you and your corporate space, okay? With Equity Health Insurance, we are telling you that it is important. Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to, the standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So please feel free to call us on 05015155124 or 0539135073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you.
Telecel Cash has good news for you. Convenient cash platform. And of course, even better, sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash. And it's absolutely free. All right? So whether you're paying your school fees or you're paying your bills, whatever it is, what do you send it keke? Send it keke. Just dial *110# *110# or download the Telecel Play app today. Now send it keke. All right. So that's about it for Coffee Daily right here on the show. Up next, we get into Fashion Wednesday. Yes, it's all about fashion. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
The time I was not yet into the farming, life was so tough. If we look at the whole our economy, it lies on agriculture. Without agriculture, Ghana cannot grow. I have been in the farming business for 6 good years. The crops that I'm producing here is granite, maize, soya beans, yams, beans, sesame, and I also do some small animals. The reason why I started this farm is that I realized that there is an opportunity in the agricultural sector, and many people are running away from the sector.
I don't think there's anything else one can do without going to the farm. That is the only source that you can get food and money. It's very, very beneficial to us in this community.
What is here? We have women's groups who are into VA selling, village service and loans. I've been engaging with them, and they are the people that always help. In terms of sowing, they normally come and work for the sowing, the harvesting, and whatever is going in the farm here, they are supportive to it through these groups.
This area, we usually farm early. Sometimes first rain, we start farming. With the challenges,
sometimes how to get a tractor to plow is not easy.
When the tractor even comes, they give you the price they want. Because you are in need of it, you have to purchase it.
We don't have the sowing equipment, so we have to use manpower.
Sometimes maize and soybeans, we don't have thrashers. We need to depend on our men to thrash, and we, the women, also go and remove the shells by the wind.
There are ideas that we always want to bring in, but because of the limited capital. Gradual. When I started small, it was through farming that I was able to further my education. I'm able to get my own house. I'm able to buy these camboos, 2 of them, and my siblings and all of them, I've been able to take good care of them in terms of their education and some support. And the women too, we have been teaching them how to save their own money and how to use it, how to create business for themselves, how to grow it. The experience that they will come and see is not how they were farmed, and they also get something out of the farm to go and feed their families.
Sly Farms, they are doing a great job. They negotiate for some of these NGOs to come and help us in the farming process. Sometimes they come around, do monitoring to see that whatever they've taught us is going on.
I buy granule from Sly Farm, and I use the granule to do granule stakes, TAP, and the oil. When I don't have money to come and pay cash, but they normally gave me the granules, when I finish doing it, I'll come and pay it back. And I use it to take care of my children at school. And that's what I'm using to provide food for my child and all of my family members.
His work in the village is very, very useful. I personally, he has given me a guy can look at my maize. I have planted twice this year. I've enjoyed his partnership. And not only myself, but other village members too.
By 3 to 4 years, I want the business to be a hyper business. So our beneficiaries will be more within all the sectors, and people from outside Accra, outside the region, will know what we are doing here, can also come to learn from it.
The service he's relevant to the community is very good. So on behalf of the Bullion community and other elder brothers of myself, we thank him, and we still need him to be here so that we can benefit more from him.
Sly Farms, thank you.
My name is Longa Abdulrazak Sylvester, the CEO of Sly Farms. Ghana grows, hope day.
Ghana grows, hope day. Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV. Step into the world of fashion.
All right, so it's time for us to get into Fashion Wednesday, and we're excited about it. Of course, every single Wednesday. Dana Edinam Kumbey is here.
What's up?
Oh my God. Anyways, Ade, what's up with you? Today we are discussing something you don't really like.
Yeah, it's not like I don't like it.
You don't like.
Oh,
you don't
no,
like.
it's
Dana,
not,
you don't
no,
like.
it's not that I don't like it. It's I do not know much about it. So like I'm literally just here to learn because it's something you wear often. So I'm sure
I'm
it's
a
going
sweet
to be,
person.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been
So
a sweet
I'm going to just take a seat back and then like listen.
And then listen.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
your problem.
I have notes. I've opened
your
my
problem
notes. I'm just going
is
to be
your
writing
problem
about it.
is guys will always wear suits, and you feel like they should do something different.
Yeah, I think the way some guys wear suits
And also
is just boring. Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, that's why we're having the conversation for today. And of course, joining us for it, we've got Joseph Ofori-Jan. He's a fashion stylist. And I mean, when the camera please let the camera get on him. Then you understand where we're coming from. That's right.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Just for context, yes, we are discussing suit styling 101. So he's going to be, taking us to school and then letting us know
the do's and don'ts and how to, you know, zhuzh it up sometimes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Zhuzh it up.
Yeah. It's not everyday black suits. See, look at that. Look at it. Look at the quality of the material. You understand? Yeah.
You
do
know,
you know that you don't do bad?
Oh.
You actually do a lot of, you know, like I like the way you play with your suits. And
you're in a different room. That's right. I like that. You know this thing that has been trending. I think is it Steve? Is it Steve?
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
When he says you should have like a number of suits, colored suits.
Every guy has to have black. Baby blue. Yeah.
What do you think, though? Have you seen that trend? Yeah. What do you think?
That is actually what every gentleman should do.
Okay.
You should have varieties of suits in different colors, so that at least for your everyday activity, each color will represent something. You shouldn't just be doing one color throughout. When you do it that way, it makes you boring. So spicing it up with all these colors and then creating different complicated looks makes you stand out everywhere you go.
Okay, so you, in your wardrobe, how many colored suits do you have? What are the colors in there, though?
I have a lot. You can see I'm wearing the coral brown.
Is it trying? Hey, which one is it? Is it the bottom or the top? Or
no, I mean the jacket, the blazer.
Yeah. Okay,
so
that's coral
it looks like
brown
but not brown, more like a coffee but not coffee. So that's the coral brown.
You two, what are you wearing?
Me, I'm wearing a zebra of brownish with a coffee brown tie. Could there be any coral brown tie?
You just created a style for yourself, and that's nice.
Okay, so you're wearing coral brown, and then what else do you have? Like, what else would you advise people get in their wardrobes?
So I feel like every gentleman should have, first of all, a black suit. You do the navy blue. People will say blue-black. Yeah, that's a common color everybody knows. And then you do a tan or a beige color. So this looks like a tan.
Okay.
And then the beige looks very close, similar to this, what we have here.
Okay, yes.
Yes. And then you will do a dark gray. Some people will say the charcoal gray.
Okay.
Very dark. Okay. Yes. And then you would do, I think you would have to add a coffee to it. Okay. So when you do it that way, you realize that with each one of their trousers can pair each one of their jackets.
Yeah.
So let's say you would want to be very cost effective. Getting these jackets and then these trousers, and then you would say maybe get at least just 2, maybe tops. It could be a white shirt and then a cream shirt. You realize that you can create a unique outfit out of these jackets, matching one of their pants with one of the jackets, and then the shirt, and as well as the other color of the shirt you have. So you realize that you can create as many as you want that you have. So not necessarily you having different colors, but some simple colors that we all know, and then you can look good in them and then become unique wherever you go.
Yeah, nicely said. When it comes to the types of suits, I mean, first of all, what constitutes a suit? Because I would hear, okay, if it's a suit, that means it has to be top and down. That is a suit. Someone would say, no, it's not. That's not it. Someone would say, for him, even if he wears a jacket, it's a suit for him. Someone would say, no, if you only wear a jacket, that means it's just a jacket. It's not a suit. Yeah. So first of all, let's get into it. What constitutes a suit? Like?
All right. Thank you for your question. So we have just this alone is a jacket.
Okay.
So when you pair it with a matching pant, it becomes a suit.
Okay. Matching.
So right now you are not wearing a suit.
So right now I would say I'm wearing a suit.
You said matching.
Yes, because matching pants doesn't mean wearing the same color as the jacket and the trousers. You see, wearing this, if I had paired it with a red trouser, I would look completely off.
Yeah.
But it's still a suit.
It would be a suit, but then you are off.
Yeah, but it's still suit.
Let's say not a suit.
No, because we are saying we are just establishing the ground rules.
Yes.
So I understand that it will look off, but it is still a suit because you're wearing the blazer and you're wearing.
Any stylist that will see you can tell that you are not wearing a suit because what is making it suiting?
Is it not that you are wearing blazer and the pants?
Yes. Earlier I said that you can't wear a blazer with a matching pant. But if I had come in here wearing this blazer and a red pant, to me or to somebody, the person may think I'm wearing a suit. But to me, I am off. It's an error because the pant is not matching the jacket that I'm wearing. So not only the pant being just a pant, but then it should match the jacket or the blazer.
Okay.
That makes it a suit. So delving into the question you wanted to ask earlier, that the types of suits we have.
Yeah.
We have the two-piece suits, three-piece suits.
Okay.
And again, with their classification, we have the double-breasted and then the single-breasted.
Okay.
Somebody may ask, what is a three-piece suit or a two-piece suit? Today, the jacket and then the matching pants becomes a two-piece suit.
Okay.
So the difference with the three-piece and the two-piece suit is the vest or the waistcoat that has been added.
So that's what I'm
like
wearing.
what my brother is wearing over here.
So if he had jeans.
Yeah, jeans. But that's very okay.
Yeah, I was going to say if he was wearing like the blazer on it, it would have been three-piece.
It would be a three-piece.
But jeans,
so a two-piece.
Okay.
So he's wearing a waistcoat and then the jeans, which is very okay. I like the tie he's wearing.
Sharp.
Yes. So,
yeah, with you too.
Yeah, take it. And then in most cases, or let's say, like traditionally, the three-piece suit should be a single-breasted. When I say a single-breasted, I mean the usual suit that we all know, which has a single or two buttons.
Okay.
A single or two buttons that we lock just ahead.
Yeah.
What I'm wearing is a double-breasted.
Yeah.
Like what we have here.
Yes.
This is a double-breasted
suit. It's like 6 buttons, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes, ideally 8, 6.
Yeah.
And then you could do 4.
Yeah.
You could do 3. You could do 6. It depends on how that particular designer would want to customize it. But one distinct feature we have with a double-breasted and a single-breasted suit is that with a double-breasted suit, you would lock the buttons crossing over to the other side of the chest. Right. While the single-breasted suit, you just put yourself inside and then you lock it once, straight ahead. Okay. Sorry, I didn't bring one. All these ones are double-breasted.
Yeah, double-breasted, yeah.
Good. So we can adapt the concept of this one.
Okay, so there's one on the screen right now.
Good.
Yeah.
So this is a single-breasted suit.
Okay.
This is a single-breasted suit. So sometimes the buttons could be 2.
Okay.
We could have one just below where the lapel ends.
Yeah.
Then another button will follow right after where the other one ends. Let's say 2 inches above it. Yes. Okay. So this is a double-breasted suit.
Okay.
So they decided to choose a different color to represent the blazer.
Yeah.
And then a different color of the buttons.
Yeah.
You could see that the tie corresponds with the buttons, and then the pocket square also corresponds with the buttons. So it's not just like he wore anything, but then every detail in the suit is complementing each other.
Quick one, just on this one. You'd realize that the last button, following the very first one, which has been closed,
yes, please,
is also closed.
Yes.
A lot of people say we have to leave the last button, opened. How true is that? Because this looks also fit. Because I quite remember there was a day I did that. Someone a fashion guy rushed to me and said I should leave it open. Meanwhile, I felt comfortable it being closed because it was quite big, but when I close it, it becomes fit. Yeah. So what can you say to that?
All right, thank you. So the reason why most of the times we say, or we have actually normalized it, is that when you leave the last buttons open, it makes you more comfortable.
Okay.
That is, if you would want to sit,
okay,
or if you would want to do any other activity or exercise that would require you stretching yourself.
Okay.
Yes, and then it's emancipated from the British land. where this rule came from, that when you wear a double-breasted suit, you should leave the last button open.
Okay.
It's just to make you feel comfortable.
Oh, okay. So
And
it's
then,
not wrong fashion.
It's not wrong fashion, but these days we have normalized it and have made it a rule.
Okay.
So it will be best you leave it open, because even if you wear a suit, you'll be doing something.
Yeah.
So to make things easy for you, and again to prevent other people from pointing hands at you that you see this nice gentleman, he's not complete because he locked the last buttons.
Yeah.
So I think when you adapt to that, it will make you very okay and then make you more comfortable when you're wearing a double-breasted suit.
What are your thoughts on rules in fashion?
Come again?
What are your thoughts on rules in fashion?
So I think every human being has his or her principles working under this sun. And as a fashion designer and a stylist as I am, I believe that your looks and your fashion sense inspire a lot of things. Sometimes there have been instances that I walked into a room and then, let's say, people were sad, but when they saw how I was well dressed, it captivated them. They started looking good, and then they felt the sense of fashion that I have brought into the room. So I feel like you represent yourself and your ideologies through how you dress, and how you dress will determine how you would want people to address you. Assuming I walked in here just shabbily dressed and then anyhow, I don't think the gate or the door would have even been opened for me to enter, because in your head or in your mind, you ask, maybe, is he really the guy we actually called on the show? Because he's not looking like the fashion designer we sought for, or the stylist we sought for. So representing yourself and your ideology and your physical being itself in or through your fashion sense tells a lot about you and what you stand for.
Yes,
so
but do you believe that we have to follow certain rules, or you think it's a personal thing? If you think that, oh, okay, this rule applies, I can apply it today and tomorrow I will not apply it, that's fine, or nah, let's just put it aside and do you.
Do you? Okay. So we have some simple and common accepted rules that every gentleman that would wear a suit should follow.
Okay.
And that is, if you're wearing a suit, the shoulder line, it shouldn't be broader or longer than your shoulder line, like what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
See, some people would wear their parents' suits when they pass it on to them. And you realize that the suit, the shoulder line had fallen.
Okay.
That is not appropriate. So you can mark that. So aside some of these simple and common rules that we have, which is accepted everywhere, I feel like with fashion, each and every day, new things happen. People try to create. People try to be very creative with the things they wear and the things they do. So as a matter of fact, it is okay for you to create your own style, but then make sure that you don't deviate from the simple and then accepted rules. For instance, like what I gave you, being the shoulder line, and also the double-breasted suit, wearing it and then not closing the last button. I am wearing a double-breasted suit, but in a different style.
Yeah.
So when I get up, can I?
Yes.
All right.
You can get up.
So when I'm up, so you realize that my buttons are not the same
as this one,
as this suit.
Yes.
So with my buttons, it was locked on the other side.
Yeah.
All of it following the same sequence and structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is completely different from what I have here.
Yeah.
So this is also a double-breasted suit in the sense that it adapts the same style, of which when you wear, you would have to lock an inside buttons over here. So when you put it on it and you lock it, then you lock the other remaining two buttons, and then you leave one open. So it's the same idea, but just that as a fashion designer and a stylist I am, I should represent myself in different ways.
Yeah.
That is why I chose to do my buttons this way.
Okay.
So in this way, you are allowed to close all the buttons.
So in this way, you are allowed to close all the buttons or some of them, which is different from this particular suit.
Okay.
So this is my own style. I created it. So I decide how I would want to wear it, which makes it perfectly okay.
Okay.
So even if I leave some of the buttons opened, I will still complement the outfit.
Yeah.
Make it good. Yeah. So in this sense, I could choose to close two, leave two, or close all and leave some. Yeah. So that is fine.
Okay. Interesting. But for people who don't know color combinations, because I feel like you are dragging them, as you said, if you wear brown and then the pants are red and things like that. So for people who do not know color combinations, what are some simple color combinations that we can adapt?
Okay, so I thought about those people and then I brought these colors here. So with people who do not want to think, because to put up certain colors will require you a lot of mental exercise. You would have to think and then make sure that your colors are really complementing each other on the color wheel. Yes. Not you just wearing just any colors at all. So for people who do not want to go through that part of thinking and all, you can just do the dark gray suit or the charcoal gray. And then you can get for yourself the navy blue suit. This is actually a political suit. Yeah.
Done in a different way altogether, because when you look at the hands, it looks like
exactly. It looks like a shirt.
Yes, but they're different style.
Different style altogether. So people who do not want to stress themselves with colors and all, they can get the navy blue color. They can get the charcoal. They can get, of course, the black, as well as coffee.
Okay, so I'm thinking more of let's arrange the look for them. So say maybe wear a white long sleeve shirt. You can pair it with this colored, this colored blazer. Let's
arrange something.
Yes,
for
let's
them.
arrange it.
Okay, so we can do the navy blue jacket.
Okay, jacket.
Good, with the charcoal gray color.
Okay, the pants.
The pants.
Okay.
So you pair the top with the pants, and then either a white shirt or a black shirt.
Okay.
When you put on a black shirt, you can't put on a tie, because when you put on a tie and the tie is very colorful, it would make the dressing a certain way.
There's so many rules.
Not so much rules, but just simple rules.
Okay.
Some of them are just, you don't need a person to tell you to do this. You just look at it and then you can tell that, okay, this will look good. Okay. Just like when you're pairing your heels with your dress, you don't call a friend. You look at the color of the heel, you look at the color of the dress you are wearing, and then the elements in it. So for suit, it's just the elements. Okay. So you are wearing the gray pants and then the navy blue jacket. Wear a white shirt with a tie that has a touch of either a navy blue in it, or the gray in it, or even a black, looking at the shoe you are going to wear. So there are certain basic accessories that should also complement each other. Okay. You can look at my socks, complementing.
I was coming there.
Good. Complementing the buttons in the suit.
Yeah.
So like I said, there are elements you look out for when dressing. The same socks is also complementing the shades I'm wearing.
Your pocket.
And my pocket square. Yeah. So you can, and you realize that my tie is also complementing the blazer as well as the pants. Whereby my shoes are also complementing the blazer, the pants, and then the tie.
Hey.
So sometimes you don't need to even do too much. With the little you have, you just put them on your bed. Look at them from different angles.
Right.
Are they close to each other? Do they complement each other? Are they okay for me to wear? You realize that within 2 minutes, you get the answer for yourself, and then you are good to go.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to ask is the type of shoes. Because I know there are different types of shoes.
A lot of shoes.
Yes, but for suits, which one would you advise that people get?
Okay, so we have the Oxford, we have the Brooks, we have the loafers. Let me just say, these are the simple ones, and then the derby.
Okay.
Do you know what a derby shoe is? Just guess.
Please tell me.
Okay, so the derby shoes, back in those days, your friends would say they are going to buy the mirror shoes.
Did you buy some?
Those black shoes that are very shiny. More like the ones our brothers in the army, the security agencies use.
Okay.
That black shiny shoe.
Okay.
Those are the derby shoes. and it's spelled D-E-R-B-Y. So they can search it online and then they'll get a lot of options.
Yeah.
And then we have the Oxford.
Sorry, is it the same as the ceremonial ones?
So I'm coming. It will be ceremonial depending on the occasion, you are styling for.
Okay.
We have the Oxford. What I'm wearing is actually an Oxford shoe. So when you even Google, you see pictures of them. Sometimes, most times, they are brown.
Yeah.
Most times they are brown, and then it's coming out from the British and the Queensland.
Okay.
Yes, and also we have the loafers. I think the loafers is very common. You all know what a loafers is. It doesn't have the lace. You wear it more like an easy wear.
Easy wear.
So let's say when you are choosing an event like a white tie event or a dinner, you can do with the Oxford or the Derby shoe, because those shoes will complement the event very well.
Yeah.
It is okay for you to wear the loafers for the white tie or the dinner, but then it wouldn't complement it as it's supposed to complement it for you.
Yeah.
So in order to be very safe, just do yourself good by wearing the Oxford or the Derby shoe, and then you are good to go. Yeah.
Okay, so what about fit? The fit of the suits, because honestly, how is this, especially the trousers? See, yours is a bit hanging. I don't know if that's how it's, yours is it supposed to be like that? In that case, so, or are there different circumstances where, you know, it is supposed to be a little above the name of this?
Ankle.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So to respond to that, my trouser is not actually hanging. Every trouser that a gentleman should wear should actually fall on or a little bit above the ankle.
Okay.
So it could fall exactly on the ankle. You realize that when I stood up, it actually fell on my ankle, which didn't cover the shoes I'm wearing. So just a little bit, like half an inch of the socks should show.
Okay.
So that the socks, the beauty of the socks, would also add a touch of beauty to the outfit you are wearing.
Nice.
So it is seen as hanging because I'm seated on a high chair, of which, I mean, the socks and all these things will show, which is also fine. Yes. So going for an event like an interview, you should do with the Derby shoe and also the Oxford shoe, pairing them with trousers that are not longer than the socks or longer than the shoes. They should actually fall on the ankle. So I think these are some of the simple things you should know about trousers and then how to wear them.
Okay, but what of the fit? Like how fit? See, this one, he's wearing skinny jeans.
Okay.
Is that how the
fitting me, so what you say?
Yeah, but like
fitting me.
What is the trouser for the suit? How fitting
should it be? Sure. So we have the slim fit, and then we have the modern fit. So each one of these fits represents a certain body structure.
Okay.
So for my brother seated over here, he looks a little bit slim and then a little bit heavy.
Heavy?
Yes. Not too slim that you would say he's completely slim.
You are not completely
I'm not
slim.
completely
He's
slim.
not completely
Sister,
slim.
I'm not completely slim.
So he has a little bit of weight, but then he's slim. So such a person like this, he can do with the slim fit.
Okay.
You realize that as what he's wearing, he's looking very good in it.
Yes.
And it's corresponding and then matching with his outfit. And then his physique.
On fashion.
Good. Somebody who has a muscular shoulder and then a broad chest shouldn't do a slim fit. You see, it doesn't even correspond with the name. So
Johnny Brown would say.
Yeah, it doesn't correspond with the name at all.
You take metals and things every day.
Yeah.
So such a person should do with the modern fit. So when I say modern fit, I mean it's supposed to give certain allowance to the chest, the stomach, and then the shoulder, as well as the arms. So you realize that those people who are muscular in shape, they wear suits that do not look too fit on the arm.
Yeah.
For my brother, it would be okay for him to wear such a suit it wouldn't be tight, it wouldn't look tight on him, but then it will show his true physique. But somebody who is very muscular, when you see the person wearing such suit, you feel like
looks wrong.
He's going too wrong. So such a person should wear the modern fit, not too loose, but just a little bit loose to complement his body measurements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the cardinal sins
Okay.
of wearing a suit? I know one. You don't
Which
wear
is?
white socks.
Exactly. So you don't
No,
wear...
wait, don't say again. Give one.
I said one. I
Where
said
is
about the
it?
double breasted.
Where?
Okay, he first said one about the double breasted, not you closing the last buttons.
Yeah. Okay.
So
then the socks you were saying.
like the socks, I mean, seated over here and then wearing a white socks.
Why
Totally
not
off.
a white
But
socks?
someone would also
though?
say maybe the white socks is complementing your white shirt.
Hey!
The white shirt,
Yes.
Why not
What
a white
other
socks?
thing is the white socks complementing aside the white shirt? Which with this blazer I could have paired with other colors.
This is Ghana. Ghana we did, you
Yeah.
understand?
Trying
Maybe
to be
Uber
very
is too
economical.
expensive, or like those ride-hailing apps are too expensive. Yes, we have to be economical.
Remove the jacket.
In your opinion, what would you say? So that you, when you get to your location, you will still look sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah, you will not look.
Yeah.
So do you know what a tuxedo is?
Yeah, I can see it in my mind.
In your mind?
Yes.
Okay, so a black, for instance, a black jacket or blazer with a black satin.
Yeah.
With
yes.
a black satin.
Yes.
So most of the times you
That's
realize
what they
that
wear for the red carpet.
for red carpet, for dinner, for highly classified end events,
Okay.
those are the best suits you should wear or you could have.
Well, Joseph Ofori, so how do we connect with you? I
Yeah.
mean, somebody wants to.
We want to learn more.
Want to learn more. They
And
also want to get
patronize
some of your suits. How do we go about it?
So on Instagram, you can search for my brand's name, just oj.bespoke.
Okay.
oj.bespoke. The OJ is actually my name.
Okay.
The Joseph Oforijan. So
Okay, okay.
O is for the Ofori and then J for the Joseph.
Okay.
So oj.bespoke. Bespoke. And then on WhatsApp, you can connect with me 020-581-7726.
Okay.
020-581-7726. We are located close to Mercy School Complex at Bubuashi.
Okay.
Close to Mercy School Complex at Bubuashi. And on Twitter too, the same OJ_bespoke.
Okay.
So these are some of the platforms that you can connect with me.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming
You're
through.
very knowledgeable.
We
Thank you so much.
love
I
all
appreciate
the color blocking and everything. We've been able to learn it. So this one that Diana didn't like. This one right now, her eyes. She'll see some guy. Hey, no.
So now she can tell when people make mistakes.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
I can. Thank you.
Wow. What a time to be alive. To learn about suits. Yes, most definitely. So, Joseph, thank you so much for coming through. And that is how we wrap it up.
Yes, that's it for Fashion Wednesday. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with me. You can catch Fashion Wednesday. We are coming with season 2, okay?
Hurry up and come.
Yeah. So my name is Edinam Kumbey. Yeah.
Well, there's more to come right here on the show. Quick turn. When we come back, we dive straight into the plug. We'll be right back.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Mini Ojo from the connection man. The OPBR Meso too. Come. Mate, patch up the shop so kanka. Pukawi. See what kiosk number 22. That's all shop Brajo. Oh, that's so too. So around. Yes. Mommy, you show our unya so well. Hello. You show our uko boots. See what last stop. That's all your Sister Rose. Hold up. Sister Rose, Miss no customer be. So to the mommy. Also, unya so spa. See what cycle. Boys me. Nyanya walk up. You chill. Bro, I had the info from 6 p.m. Shut. Let's so too.
When we connect our energies, great things happen. Connect to a world of amazing and endless possibility with Telecel. Telecel, connecting lifestyle, connecting passions, connecting dreams.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hi, my name is Ricky. I'm a TV host and a self-styled chef. Cooking is my ultimate passion and it's something I would say is my calling. Now, for those who cook a lot like me, there's one fact they always state. Ingredients decide how tasty your food is. And for me, the game-changing ingredients is water. Tap water at the moment is not the best option considering what's going on in the country. Also, such as water can taste weird and produce too much waste, so it's a no-no for me. My number one choice for cooking is Jibu water. Cooking with Jibu water enhances the flavor of your food. And it's not just that. Unlike other brands where you have to pour it from a heavy bottle, the 20-liter dispenser bottle comes with a tap that makes things so easy. So you see how simple it is with Jibu? Cooking with Jibu gives you big flavors and great taste without all the stress. Remember to cook with Jibu.
Jibu, transforming opportunity to thrive.
Welcome to Deluxe Experience Ghana, your trusted partner in creating unforgettable events. From breathtaking stage designs to dazzling lighting solutions, we bring your vision to life with precision and creativity. Our expert event planning and consultation services ensure every detail is taken care of so you can enjoy a stress-free experience. Capture every moment with our professional photography, videography, and live streaming services because every memory deserves to be cherished. Transform your event venues into a masterpiece with our exquisite interior lighting and permanent designs tailored to suit your style and theme. At Deluxe Experience Ghana, we don't just plan events, we create experiences. Let's make your next event extraordinary. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe. Contact us today on 0267 83 7006 or 0545 03 8620 and 0545 03 7520. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe.
two teams have the same anthem. Other teams in England also have the same anthem. Actually, Manchester United stole it or copied it from Leeds United. Tottenham, much later, also copied it from somewhere else, but the originators are inside Scotland. Welcome back, and this is the AM Club, and it's time for the plug. Yes, it's not regular that I sit here and do this. JKD is across me, and we're about to talk some Europa final action. The fascinating thing, Jay, is that
I think I'll go straight to the point.
No, I'm not acting.
They stole their way to the Europa League.
Wait,
They
guys.
stole their way. They stole their way because you play with them, then you will get a red card by all means.
Oh,
so they stole their way.
Anyways, so this particular trophy was instituted in 1972, was formerly known as the UEFA Cup. First time it was won by Tottenham. And then much later, Manchester United also won it. So both teams have won it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times for Manchester United?
One.
Yeah. How many times for Tottenham? One.
Yeah.
So so this is really bragging rights, if you ask me, and they're meeting as is a major clash.
Would you call it major? Or is a mole derby?
No. It's a major clash because Tottenham has one, Manchester United has one. So whoever gets,
gets their bragging rights.
Yeah. But we have our people in the house. They are the ones going to dissect it for us.
Yeah.
Because, but let us know. let your comments come through. Who do you think is gonna,
So Jay, quickly, actually, Tottenham have won it twice.
Oh, Tottenham has won. Won it twice.
Oh yeah.
And Manchester United have won it
once.
Oh, so Tottenham is ahead of Manchester United. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. So in total, about 30 clubs have won it, and from some 11 nations. So, and the team that has won it the most is Serbia. We are getting into some history, but we've got one gentleman here who carries all the history around and also propounds theories relating to sports, especially football. His name is Jesse Ankrah, and he's seated right here. He's a regular on Off the Cuff. Jesse, how are you doing?
Hello, Sadi. Hello, Jay. Good to see you.
Good morning. I was just asking him whether he's a Manchester United fan, and he said no, and I'm glad he's not.
I'm also glad I'm not.
I plead
But why do people, I really want to find out, why do people don't like Manchester United like that?
Maybe because of their nickname. How can you call yourself
Red Devils? But on the side, before we get into our next guest, on the brighter side, Jesse, what do you like about Manchester United? Like, you should have something you like about it.
I would personally say I love the Manchester United history. If you've been an ardent follower of football, there's this glossy history associated to the Manchester United team, and that is it for me. Aside that, I'm not associated to Manchester United.
History.
Exactly.
And that's what they always use. I mean, when they even lose a game, we have this title, we have this title.
Exactly.
So, yes.
It's good. They are the most successful team in England as we speak.
No. Now, that is very, 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 very debatable. Liverpool have a saying that. But next to Jesse, we've got a chemical engineer turned... Oh, Charlie! Chemical engineer turned sports...
analyst.
Not only analyst, he's a sports entrepreneur, I should say.
I like that.
Yeah. He's deep in the sports business. His name is Augustine Quansah. Augustine, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. So it's quite surprising. You see, I've turned into a sport. I'm still a chemical engineer. Come on.
Okay, sorry.
I still have that title, and I'm still looking at practicing it still. So I'm still a chemical engineer. But don't let my chemical engineers come for me. You get it? Yeah.
Okay. That's nice.
Let's ask him to weigh sports and chemicals.
Yeah, pick one.
In terms of what?
Yes. Okay, let me add it. In terms of cash.
In terms of cash.
Because there's a lot of money in everywhere.
Sports engineering.
I like the blend.
But guys, let's get to it. Let's talk about how both teams have gotten here. Both teams are performing woefully they are performing woefully in the EPL, and people are saying this is a testament that the EPL is the greatest league on planet Earth. Jesse, would you agree to that, or you would say we should brush that assertion aside? I intentionally came to you with this question.
I think we should brush this assertion aside.
Look at where they lie on the league log.
Yeah.
Why are you saying we should brush it aside?
I mean, this season, Tottenham Hotspur and then Manchester United have become like 5 and 6, but in this case, 16 and 17 on the English Premier League table. They are not doing quite well, but when we are approaching football, mostly what differs for competitions is the mentality. Teams approach different competitions differently. They kind of, before the start of the season, they kind of have a scale of preference, and then which one they are going to approach. Before a coach comes to any team, what they do is that they set targets for the coach. You need to go in for this trophy. Prioritize this trophy over this. So personally, if you start the season and then one trophy is not going well for you, it is as right that you put your eggs into one basket. That is exactly what Manchester United did, and that's what exactly Tottenham Hotspur did. That is why we are seeing a glossy competition for them associated to the Europa League, but not the Premier League itself. So I believe it's not a fluke. They still have that quality, but they've not been able to showcase it in the English Premier League this season. And it's football. Top teams like Real Madrid have gone down the drain sometimes, some days, and then it happens in football. So for me, it's cool.
It's cool. But Augustine, quickly, look at both teams again. Look at how they perform in the league. Look at the number of goals they concede. Manchester United specifically, in the year 2025, have only garnered 9 points for themselves in the EPL. You look at Tottenham, they are the only team in the bottom half of the table with a positive goal aggregate. They met teams from France, they beat them. They met teams from Spain, they beat them. Would you say that the EPL is the greatest? Because these two, look at how woeful they are performing, but are still here in the final.
Sedi, I would only say the EPL is the greatest if you would also admit that at the point in time, Spanish La Liga was also the greatest. Why am I saying this? There was a point where Sevilla was winning the Europa League back to back to back.
They are the most winners, actually,
Yes.
7.
And even during that time, they were not the best or one of the best teams in the Spanish La Liga. Do you understand? So if these teams are currently not one of the best in the English league and they are making waves in the Europa League, I don't know why they should be, because there's a different approach when it comes to competitions, cup competitions and then league. And as Jesse said, the kind of mentality, we all know when Amorim came out and said things are not going well in the English Premier League, but now they are switching their attention to the Europa. It sets the players up that we have nothing to do. In the English, you can beat us 10, but we meet in the Europa League, we do everything possible. Look at the kind of teams they faced in the knockout phase. Yeah. And these are all teams who could go straight into the finals. They made Sociedad. Sociedad is a very good team, if not for Manchester United, could get to this stage. They met Atletico Bilbao. And before Bilbao played them in summer, there was a caption that, "Welcome to hell." It was funny. How can we welcome the Red Devil? The Red Devil to hell. That's his home. And United proved that. They faced him like Olympic Lyon. The match against Olympic Lyon was one of the best we've watched this season.
A couple of that game and the Barca Inter game, we need to rank.
Yeah. But I think that game gave us a better one, not in terms of pedigree, but how the extra time was. Because we saw goals coming in the extra time. Yeah. Unlike the Barca game where we had just a goal in the extra time, because the drama in that game was much. You could see the point where Maguire was playing
there was too much suspense.
So
too much suspense.
Are you sure there was
there was too much suspense?
I feel there was too much chaos.
No, I was, to be honest, I just didn't understand whether it was not the Olympic Lyonnais not having focus at that point. Because how can you tell me the story that you scored 2 and I mean, like, come on. And maybe it was the die-hard comeback for Manchester United, because because I thought it was a done deal for them. I thought it was a done deal for Lyon, only for Manchester United to come back. But when they pulled 1 goal back, I just knew that this could turn over, because this is football. Even 90 plus 2.2 seconds.
That's true.
Come on, people.
But let's now talk about the managers and what they've been saying heading into the game. Ange Postecoglou always has this thing that he always wins things in his second season at a club.
He has been with the club and this is his second season. So should that assertion prevail, then Tottenham will be 3-time winners of the Europa Cup or the UEFA Cup. Now, he has come under a lot of stake because of how he sets up his team to play. I believe that sometimes it's tactically wrong the way he sets up his team. Frankly speaking, I don't know how he got his license, but it's tactically wrong. You don't do that in football. He has an interesting way of playing, but he's come under a lot of stake, and people are calling him a clown. Should he lose? Journalists are asking him that question. He's not happy about it. But Augustine, would you say he has what it takes to really drive the Spurs team to glory? Because the likes of Son Heung-min, who we'll be talking about next, has been at this club for close to a decade, and he says he wants to win something for the team.
Son should take a clue from Hurricane, right? Hurricane was at Tottenham. He was the poster boy for a very long time. He saw that nothing was coming, then he had to go, and now he's smiling at a trophy now. But I believe Postecoglou should look at this game as a different game, not approaching the game with the kind of tactics, that haram tactics, that high line building from the back perspective of the opponents we are playing. We saw Manchester United this campaign to be one team who necessarily don't have to build from the back, but they can disrupt your play and then counter on that. And irrespective of how well they've played against Manchester United, can result against them in the English Premier League. I think if he approaches this fine, because it's just a one game, and you could pay for the little mistakes you do. And Manchester United seems to be one club who really knows how to do that. When they will actually go in the game and then lay back, because they know Tottenham would go in the high line and come at them. And on the counter, I think that three-back system is the best for these kind of things. And Amorim will be looking at punishing them. So of course, Postecoglou should just look at we are going for results, not how we play. Because if you go in once again for how he plays, United will just be smiling, looking to punish them. Amad Diallo is back. Bruno Fernandes, of course, he has been super. Where you cannot trust them is their centre forwards, where we have Højlund, who is someone, I would say, a Chinese version of Erling Haaland. But that's fine. But even in that position, we have places or times where Harry Maguire will step in there and get to what we want.
Why are you all making faces?
No, because you see, we are referring to Joshua Zexi. One of the deep-lying strikers in the world.
9.5.
9.5. He created his own position in football. He says he's not a 9, neither is he a 10. He's in between. He's a hybrid, so he's 9.5. That is the player we are talking about.
But why you should change his Jesse? They should give him the 9.5.
No, it's not accepted in the EPL. But we'll talk about the defensive frailties of.
But before you go that, you rightly spoke about his tactics. Could it be a mere fact that, I mean, even with his tactics, he's been able to get to this point? So it could be. We heard a story of someone not being a lawyer, but he won cases.
Yeah.
So
that one happened only in movies.
Oh, but no, it was real. I mean, was it Kenya or something like that? Like a lawyer. He's not a lawyer, but he's won cases.
Real life suits.
Yeah, exactly. So what if this is his tactics? You feel it is wrong, but it's gotten him till here. So, Jesse, what would you say about that?
Sometimes I feel competitions actually go beyond tactics. And sometimes the gods of destiny in football have to smile at you. When we look at the historical backing Ange Postecoglou, you realize that in the second season, in most of the teams that he has been to, he wins a trophy. And this is destiny coming back at him. Take me back to South Melbourne in Australia. He did that in the second season. Take me back to the Japanese league, and then Yokohama Mariners, he did the same thing. Take me back to Australia in the Asian Cup, he did the same thing in the second season. He did it in the first and the second season in Celtics, and this is the second season in Tottenham Hotspur. Let's see another trend here. Most of the teams in the English Premier League with a bird on their logo have won something this season.
It's bird season.
Liverpool. But you know J stands for as well, right?
How?
Oh, Google it. Like the name J, J-A-Y. What does it stand for? As a bird. Yeah, so it's my season.
He's also
too.
winning this season.
It's my season.
Yeah, and you give us the scoreline at the end. You can go
Yeah,
ahead.
Liverpool did it, Crystal Palace did it, Newcastle did it, and then Tottenham Hotspur did it. So in football,
are you giving us bird over devils?
I'm not predicting
You're
yet.
not predicting yet.
But I'm telling you, football, you can't downplay history and then trends. It is very important in football. Football sometimes goes beyond tactics and then looks at trends, historical backing, and then certain times a mentality. So it varies for me. This might be his time, and then you never know. But aside certain tactics, history also has been backing Tottenham recently.
Okay.
When you want to do a proper juxtaposition of a head-to-head between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United, you realize that it's kind of lopsided with the upper hand that Manchester United has over Tottenham Hotspur. But it would be very unfair if you want to do a proper analysis using the entire head-to-head. If you want to get a proper analysis of it, let's use the last 6 matches.
Okay.
To get a better form of these teams. The last 6 matches, Tottenham Hotspur has won 4.
Yeah.
2 draws. Manchester United hasn't won a single match against Tottenham Hotspur in this bad form of both teams. What does this tell you? This tells you that, or this amplifies the fact that when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United, Ange Postecoglou knows how to maneuver his way. And this should not be downplayed in football. Before we get into the tactical analysis of it, I would like to put forth, 4 underlying things that we have to talk about.
You're giving us a theory?
Maybe, you never know.
Okay.
Maybe you never know. You never know.
Every day we have a theory. Charlie. Structural.
Because this is not a sports show, I don't want us to go into
It's a sports show. The AM Club is a sports show.
Okay, you wanted to get it. You wanted to get it.
Okay.
You wanted to get it. I want us to look at history, individual brilliance, experience, and a little bit of tactical. When you look at the history, that is what I've given currently.
Yeah.
So let's move on to individual quality. Edinam, give me a preamble of the quality players in both teams that can squeeze water out of rocks for these teams. When I look at Manchester United, I'm going to mention Bruno Fernandes, Amad Diallo, Harry Maguire, and other players. In Tottenham Hotspur, I'm going to mention Son Heung-min, I'm going to mention Richarlison, I'm going to mention the guy in the at the middle of the Tottenham Hotspur setup. What's his name?
Madison.
James Madison.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention him. I'm also going to mention Dejan Kulusevski. These are guys that are pivotal for both sides. These are the people that when it comes to the toughness of the game, they can do something to help this Tottenham Hotspur side. The question is, how many of these people are in for their sides? Tottenham Hotspur will be losing Son Heung-min. Tottenham Hotspur will be losing Dejan Kulusevski. Tottenham Hotspur is losing James Madison. On the other hand, Manchester United has Bruno Fernandes, Amad Diallo, Harry Maguire, all these players, a full setup of players going into this. So they have nothing to lose. So if you are doing the proper juxtaposition associated to individual brilliance or quality, Manchester United has the edge now. Now experience. In 2017, Manchester United went to the finals of the Europa with Villarreal, where they struck Villarreal, an informed Villarreal coming from the Spanish La Liga. They had Bruno Fernandes, they had Amad Diallo, they had Maguire, and they had Victor Lindelof. They had most of their players in that setup. On the other hand, Tottenham Hotspur has not had so much experience so far as this competition is concerned. So when you weigh these two, in terms of experience, Manchester United has it. This is another one for Manchester United. So we've looked at individual brilliance, Manchester United has it. We've looked at experience, Manchester United has it. So let's delve into tactical. When you look at both sides, when you look at Manchester United this season, you realize that there have been a little twist to the tactics that they showcase in the English Premier League and then the tactics that they showcase in the Europa League.
Very true.
This is because the coach has in tuned his mind to a result-oriented style of play instead of a pragmatic or idealistic style of play. In the English Premier League, Ruben Amorim is looking at 3-back system, attack with the wing backs, and then that is what I'm sticking to. I'm not changing things. But in the Europa, when you realize carefully, he tweaks his setups to give him that result. So you look at Athletic Bilbao, he did the same thing. You look at Lionel, he did the same thing.
Upset you.
Exactly. Yeah. So he has that opportunity or have that chance to turn himself into the modernist kind of coach, blending the pragmatic style and the idealistic style to give you a tweak in the setup. So this is the difference that Ruben Amorim brings when it comes to the Europa League. On the other hand, Ange Postecoglou has been the stubborn dog associated to this league. He doesn't want to change. High line, empty midfield, and same thing is happening to Ange Postecoglou. But as I said earlier on, there are so many ways to bring Manchester United down. Ange Postecoglou has done it in the past 6 games. Manchester United pin their wing backs, and you are done. Pin their wing backs, and you are done. But the question is, does Tottenham Hotspur have the men to pin the wing backs of Manchester United? I don't think so.
That's a big question.
There's no Son Heung-min, there's no Dejan Kulusevski. Can Richarlison get you the best out of these guys? I don't think so. So when I'm doing my comparison, looking at history, experience, tactics, and all these, I believe that on paper, Manchester United has that edge. But in analysis, every analyst is going to tell you this. And this is a theory I coined. It's called the intuition plus paperwork analysis.
Intuition plus paperwork analysis.
It gives me 2 concepts. Number 1, when your intuition corresponds with your paperwork analysis, it amplifies your prediction and gives you that positivity. But then when your intuition goes contrary to your analysis, it makes prediction become very difficult. We have done the paperwork analysis, and then we are seeing that Manchester United is the favorite going into this. But per intuition, there's a contradiction for me. I personally feel Tottenham Hotspur has this one.
Okay. Well said. Well said.
No.
Please, let's see whether we can get a chemical reaction.
Yeah,
because we need a catalyst.
See, at this point, we have exposed the tactics. We know Tottenham will definitely end up in that 2-2-2-2-3 system. Amorim will definitely end up playing a 3-1-6 system. Crazy tactics. Obviously, it's going to be a really annoying show for tacticians. Going to be lovely for the neutrals. Fans of the teams are going to hate it. But which players are going to come to the table? Are we going to see a final burst of glory from Rasmus Højlund? Or what I don't, Jay, you see.
Oh, continue. Continue.
Or we are going to get Tell to dial in the goals for Tottenham Hotspur.
Sedi, even beyond the players, as I said, what goes into is the mentality. And I'm imagining what's happening or what will be happening in Manchester United dressing room before the game. What I believe I will tell them is that this same day, 17 years ago, something happened. And that was when Manchester United themselves faced another English club in an European final. 21st May 2008. It was in Moscow. It was in a Champions League final.
There was an extra time.
There was an extra time.
There was a slip.
Calm down.
Okay.
That slip could be Christian Romero today. Calm down. So they did it.
Which game are you talking about? Let's make it clear.
So the game of Manchester United versus Chelsea in a Champions League final in Moscow 2008. This same day, Amorim was not at Manchester United. I don't know what he was doing that time.
He was playing for.
These United players, none of them thought about playing for Manchester United.
No.
They are here now. So what those people did 17 years ago is now our time against a Tottenham Hotspur side, which we've not been able to beat in by beatable. And I believe with what they've showcased in the games they've played, yes, Tottenham have been a very fine team, but the kind of opponents they've played, against the opponents United have played, you can't tell me the opponents are better than Manchester United's opponents. And the kind of game we've seen from United's opponents. In the semi-final, United was playing at Atletico Bilbao at some amaze, beating them here and there. They came to Bilbao, came to Old Trafford, and did it again. What Tottenham was still playing?
Bodo Glimt.
Come on.
Yeah. The size of Bodo Glimt, the town they play in, can fit in the Spare Stadium and still have over 20,000 left.
Yes. So I'm not downplaying Bodo Glimt, but then when it comes to Europe, there's like a club in Ghana, Dreams FC, or maybe I'm trying to play in the CAF Champions League. Come on, you get to a point where you can't buy it anymore, so you leave. But a club like Tottenham would get to that stage, unfortunately for us. But I believe that, as you said, the experience of these players, and then I believe Manchester United players or United team itself, it's a team that expects to win trophies all the time. And
well,
but we have to go back and please predictions. The way you are going, I know where you are going. How many goals are United scoring?
United are scoring more than 2 today.
And Tottenham?
Tottenham might get a 1. United, they've been considering this season. Come on.
Okay.
So they obviously consider.
So for you, United is going to pick this.
Okay. Jesse, I know where you're also going.
I'm not going to give a prediction. I think it's extra time.
And who wins?
Tottenham Hotspur.
So Tottenham wins, United wins.
I was going there. I feel it would go to an extra time. I feel it would go to an extra time. If we don't take care, we're in for penalties on this.
And 2008 happened.
Yes, we're in for penalties on this. Yeah. But if Manchester United comes slack,
okay, so for me, join me at 4 p.m. We'll break down the game and I'll tell you who is beating who and where the leakages are. You know how we do it. I'll give you a scoreline at 4 p.m. My name is Edinam Edmund. I was here. Yeah, I did the last part with JKD. And we're joined by a chemical sports engineer analyst. Yes, / Pandit. Augustine Quansah. And also the football theorist, the professor himself, Jesse Ankrah. Yes, Augustine Quansah, Jesse Ankrah. We are out for now. AM Club. Yapon.